Sinner's CT side, which we might see fairly soon. Of course, Sinner's going for early ramp control. NEOFRAG good for one. NEOFRAG able to double down before Oskar was able to get the next stay of the matter. And well, just like that, it's underway. SHiPZ, he's able to respond on the beastik. Both IGLs out fragging one another. As now we see the A site is in control of Sinners. But for SKADE, they've got a kit on Rainwaker. He's also got armor to assist him. They're really ready to try and take this duel. And as Oskar and Oxygen both exchange blows, we now have ZEDKO. He still hasn't been able to plant yet. He's still waiting for time. And as Oxygen stinks down, trying to go for an initial pick, still hasn't been seen yet. As ZEDKO just the other side. SHiPZ, what can he do on the flank? Spots out Shock. A beautiful shot onto Shock there. Now for ZEDKO.
He's going to jump onto the site. That noise is going to alert everybody to come into his position, but as it's now tapped down, he's got some time to fall away.
Even though the bomb's halfway gone, that is negated a little bit. We see aggression from Double Door. There's the ZEDKO. He fights the first player, though he doesn't fight the diffuser. However, as he kills him, SHiPZ is able to recover. He'll pick up that kit. There's plenty of time for SKADE there. And just like that, Josh, let's take the pistol round in what is essentially 2 retakes there.
It absolutely is, yeah. Oskar, I was about to say, this is his time. Now the man advantage here for SKADE. And Sinners, they've not been able to take any map control either.
Absolutely, as they push. Tagged down, not killed though. That may spur on a nade or two. As dupreeh's ready for Shock. SHiPZ tagged down. And beastik actually able to kill SHiPZ means that SKADE can't get too cocky here. The Sinners show they still have teeth. Shock, eventually he falls, but with dupreeh on low HP, he too needs to be as disciplined as possible. As for Sinners, they still have an avenue back into this. Oxygen, he's able to shut down the flanking member of beastik. That he can't now, so this really does become scary for these members. Eventually, dennyslaw shuts down NEOFRAG. It's all onto beastik with his location known towards outside. And a SKADE to take this with 3 players left standing, they're going to be off to a pretty good start.
Absolutely. The amount of money that they've got right now, it's really starting to build. And for beastik,
as they come towards him, the molly fails. Because of that, Rainwaker, he's a perfect spot here. Shock good for one. Rainwaker able to double down. He's not almost... he almost tripled down. Wasn't quite able to do so, though. Instead, dennyslaw naded down from his position in heaven. But the fact that, because Rainwaker, the molly on him failed, he was able to get 2 kills there, is just heartbreaking for Sin. That flash any second now from dennyslaw. The initial one goes down. There's the follow-up, fully blinding NEOFRAG there, but it doesn't matter as Oskar finishes the job. And for SKADE, a save now, it's a very real option. And a beautiful spam by Oskar there to shut down SHiPZ. And just like that, Sinners they go on the board. That's their first.
It's fantastic. Much better round there from Sinners. They keep 3 players alive as well. I saw someone addressing in the chat, and it was something that the alternative there is that SKADE have just banned out Vertigo, saying, right, we would much rather play them on Nuke than on Vertigo. So that's the best bet here. Even though we're not massively confident on Nuke, we'd much rather play that than Vertigo, because we definitely lose.
SHiPZ were thinking this is like IGL to the next level. But, yeah, I'm seriously impressed with SKADE of like intentional.
The man advantage and Rainwaker on the stairs should get the timing onto Oskar. Absolutely does. Now the 2-man advantage, looking to triple up. Can't quite do so. So now the 3-on-2. Bomb down. NEOFRAG not in the best of positions. And Shock, he's being spammed away through that floor, taking a lot of damage. But somehow duplicate falls. And now we're in a 2-on-2 grabber.
This is a really positive position for Sinners now, especially if NEOFRAG was able to win that duel. Wasn't quite able to do so, though. Puts it all onto Shock. 1v2. Good for one. Traded out by SHiPZ. And just like that, we see SKADE make it 6-1 now as they lead in what feels like quite a one-sided fashion. Sinners, on the flip side, though, they've got money to reinvest. They've got money for an next buy, and so it means that it's not the end of the world for them, should they want to reinvest now and give it. He used to keep saying to me, SKADE at #1 in Bulgaria, SKADE at #1. And because he was so big on saying SKADE at #1, I would always tell him they're #2. But unfortunately, it kind of pains me to think that actually he's just come out as like vehemently right. Like, categorically right. SKADE, I think there's no real kind of contestant for them right now. You've got Mbappe Peak, or the ex-Mbappe Peak, I don't know who they've been picked up by now. You've got, what is it, kind of Fiend?
I mean, they're miles ahead of anyone else in Bulgaria right now. Since Fate kind of disbanded and went here and there, they're just not up for contest at all. This round, complete blitz of a retake. Oskar, there's not much time on this bomb, so if he can actually swing out and deny another defuse, he might be able to make this happen. He's found 2. There's no time here for Denny, and despite the fact it was a 1-on-3, Oskar knows exactly how to play it, plays his life and wins the round. Sinners, that's 2. That's such an unbelievable. His teammate Shock drops. oskar, instead of swinging out and going for the trades, is just there saying, right, all I need to do is deny this plant. If I can delay this defuse for another couple of seconds, it's our round for the taking. Denny, the last line of defense here to stop him from getting onto B. Brilliant. Oh, shot, double dips, hits the second, but that's going to cost him his life.
I think the fact he's got 2 there is enough for Sinners. They got a man down. They still have to try and get to this site in the process. And while SKADE, they've had to really bite down to 0 here. The fact that they're now a man up, even though they have deagles, it kind of keeps it even rather than giving them an advantage. And while ZEDKO, he negates that instantly. Rainwaker, he loses his head. And for the reigning members of SKADE, they found out they get ready for a bit of aggression. They might even be able to try and battle ZEDKO here, who's even able to shut down oxygen. A beautiful read by ZEDKO there.
On their cross hit. They're playing together. There's no way that they spot him out. But no, he doesn't check the right side. That's so unfortunate. Rounds of the half just yet, but we're not far from it. That's what they're looking to try and hit. Duplicate, it's been flashed off, and ZEDKO, as he bursts right in, he finds the first shot traded. Now the 4-on-4, and SHiPZ arrives to the party, and he does so with a bang.
NEOFRAG from the flank, though, is able to secure the site, putting it into what will now be a 2-on-3. Make that a 1-on-3 as beastik and oskar, they shoot in unison, putting it onto oxygen. And frankly, saving it up sounds like a very appealing option for him now. He throws out a gun out of heaven to try and bait a sound cue, but fortunately for him, the people at Sinners, they don't flinch.
Water sound, and it is a slightly different, but in the heat of the moment, especially in like a 1v1 clutch and things like that, it's normally enough to bait some kind of peak. But yeah, they started.
Because looking forward, we've got the remaining members of Sinners moving ahead. There's Denny saw with the opening, ZEDKO to fall and SHiPZ. That's a nice shot, Josh. NEOFRAG, as he pushes forward, he's ready for beastik towards outside of the forwarded position. He's uncleared, but he gets premature with his shot. Rings out a shot early on, but he's able to survive nonetheless, so tries to double down. Can't quite do so. The shot's
ticking, they're running out as all 3 players now going to rotate through this ramp area. Shock caught out, peeking all the angles. oskar misses his shot, and that's it. Round over, SKADE on to 7. oskar with this AWP once again. Sinners desperate for this next round. If they can't take it, their money is going to be in a very, very sticky spot. Opening pick found. That's Denny taking down Shock. NEOFRAG spamming away, trying to trade through this hut. He's not going to be able to. And all of these sound cues are going to be heard by Duplicate, waiting for him to run out of ammo. Oxygen, the trigger discipline there onto ZEDKO is absolutely perfect. He's expecting a second man. That's not the case. ZEDKO is the lone lurker, trying to get some information, and as he's not really able to do so, they're going to funnel into A, where Rainwaker's ready and waiting for them. This has been solid from SKADE. These last couple of rounds, their setups are just perfect. They've been able to dismantle Sinners. As oskar finds a brilliant shot, he actually hits the no-scope onto the second. What on earth has just happened? This was a 4-on-2, and it's become a 2-on-1. Oxygen, no scopes to finish things off.
He is a serious man to fear now. SKADE battling for outside of former SHiPZ. He's caught out instantly by beastik as Sinners really up the tempo now. Diving towards Secret, though. The smoke fails, though, and that means a Duplicate evens out the first player's head, but unfortunately, Josh, this is a one-and-done position. He'll be good for 1 before instantly traded. With Denny still falling to oskar, the AWP duel fails, and Rainwaker, he needs to go huge here, and huge he goes. He's got the bomb as well. For oskar, that's going to call him into action. Deagle in hand, he's got to try and catch out this member. But unfortunately, he's aiming just a little bit too far right, and because of that, we'll see the follow-up aggression from Shock. Good for 1. Pushes towards this A site. They have control of it, but they don't know where the enemy players are. Oxygen, he'll make sure that, well, both Oxygen and Duplicate will make sure that oskar can't cross towards this site. oskar, though, ready for Oxygen. He realizes that Duplicate could be towards CT. And for Duplicate, this is a scary spot now to duel oskar at range. He's got to be brave to do so. A few shots ring out. oskar finishes the job. And oskar, Josh.
Oh, oskar spots out the Rainwaker's here. They're playing with the doors. It's so awkward. Finally, Rainwaker opens it, and oskar, he's baited him. He's fallen away and hit the headshot.
Beautiful opening, and now with the follow-up goes through. Duplicate is able to trade, putting it into a 4-on-4 as follow-up aggression dinks down beastik. SKADE, they've secured the site, but for how long? Shock, he's able to shut down Denny, so giving a man advantage to Sinners. You need to bear in mind as well, beastik with a kiss in hand means that a retake is very doable here with ZEDKO shutting down Oxygen. SKADE, Josh, they're running out of members. Duplicate sent the site, SHiPZ on a bit of a flank towards Squeaky. Both members have to go huge now. For Duplicate, he's got to kill these 7 players soon, as SHiPZ is good for 1, ZEDKO to trade. It's all on Duplicate. 1 versus however many dare peek him, and unfortunately for him, the entirety of Sinners do just that. Shock finishes the job. Sinners, they extend their lead to 9-7, and this is exactly what they need if they want to get these AWPs out, if they want to get this momentum out, and more importantly, if they want to try and achieve a very convincing victory on their first map.
Absolutely, yeah. It's something we mentioned yesterday that we never ever see an MP5 come out, but Oskar seems to buy one all the time. beastik, brilliant opening pick there with the MP9. Nade coming in as well, further damage onto Oxygen, who ZEDKO should be able to finish off. Oh, it's a bit of a whiff. He gets off.
A deagle on 3 shots to the bot leg can. But other than that, that's it. And, well, unfortunately, as well, HP member of Oxygen, luckily he's not the one fighting. Oscar's taking on Duplicate, does a lot of damage, but can't kill him. Now, with every member of SKADE low on HP, this is very doable for Sinners, but they need to land these shots quickly. That nade towards double door doesn't kill Duplicate. He's so low on HP. Luckily, beastik's good for one. Trades there in a back and forth as more damage is done towards Denny, over towards ramp. NEOFRAG tagged down, and with both members hiding, the bomb halfway gone, we see aggression now from both follow-up members. NEOFRAG, he opens those doors. Shocky pushes forward. He's ready for the scout and lower. Shuts him down. Where's the follow-up? Ready for the follow-up. Noxtra just hiding where he can. NEOFRAG, he's caught out. One, it's good enough, but is there enough time? Shock, he's trying to stick that defuse. Oh my god, it's getting close. Not enough. Oh, there is enough time. Sinners.
He can't win it. Then it's going to be an eco in the next. Sinners could even make this 12.
What I want to know is...
Oh, yeah.
I really wanted to know how much time Shock had left there, because that must have been absolute last possible second. And well, Oxygen, he's out of time himself. He'll fall. Duplicate, he's able to trade. Follow-up aggression towards ramp, though, allows Duplicate to double down into the 4-on-2 now. And as beastik, sure, he shuts down ships. I can't help but feel like that's a bit of a silver lining as SKADE execute towards the safe site. Unfortunately for the Sinners members, they're just not in the right place at the right time. And while beastik does have a bit of control towards vents, that doesn't necessarily allow Oskar to get up from those vents, because heaven control is established. Means the second he does, he's just opened. Something interesting, you just don't see it. And, oh, beastik's going for the ninja. He's going to try and stick it. This time, this time he's actually out of time. Looks to hold, and as the mollies come towards him, set piece goes out. NEOFRAG fully blinded now, caught out early on. Elsewhere, Oskar good for another. Prox just there to trade, putting it into a 4-on-3. And for SKADE, that is a really clean execution, Josh. And for Sinners, I would be more than happy to see them save here. ZEDKO, he teases the ladder for too long. He's punished for it, and he loses the opportunity to kill Rainwaker. The Sinners push forward. Unless they kill ships instantly, unfortunately they can't. I think that is a safe call. And for
as many teams it is between these two guys, that's not necessarily the case. Ships, he's going to be more than happy to upgrade into an M4 there. Shock's done a good job. So, of course, that banner down below, once you click on it, you can get that first time deposit bonus. Oh, look at that from ZEDKO. That's absolutely huge.
ZEDKO, he's had enough, Josh. He's just gone, right, I'll do it myself. As he shuts down two quick members, the aggression from dennyslaw shifting through that smoke. Means come out on top as ZEDKO just dances around the position. Oskar onto Oxygen, there's a burst. With hopeful and scary SKADE, now with a massive flank from dennyslaw, this is where things go from good to great. He shuts down the first member, he knows where Oskar is. Unfortunately, he didn't play for the trigger discipline, so he should be punished by it. That he is. It's all on to Rainwaker in a 1 versus 4 now, and little does he know, ZEDKO's right behind him the second he makes noise.
Oh, Rainwaker almost got the time in there onto beastik, but either way, as you say, as soon as he fires off a shot, he will be just spammed from all angles. Of course, this was only a little bit of a half buy here for Sinners around that M4 and AWP that was saved. ZEDKO went huge with it. Oskar, he's tripled down as well. And the two members that had the weapon.
Pushes round towards the other side of Hut. What can Oxygen hope to do here? Fully blinded. That's perfect aggression from Sinners there. They're able to get a kill. They're able to leave, and like the sun, like the darkness at dawn, they're just out of there, out away from lobby, and having not even taken a single point of damage, that literally couldn't be a better start to their round. Over towards ramp, Oscar's ready for dennyslaw. The jump spot doesn't work. Eventually, though, Rainwaker will put an end to his antics. But ships on his lurk towards main. He's caught out by ZEDKO, and SKADE now are starting to fragment a little bit as Sinners at a 4-on-2 look to make it 12 and retake the lead here.
Oh, the two-man advantage, Sinners. Smoke, it's going to go down. It's going to stop beastik from denying the plant. Big kill from Rainwaker. Them to come into his position. This bomb is ticking faster and faster. Sinners, they're really running out of time here. And as they push in, Rainwaker's good for another. Duplicate finds one more. And ZEDKO left in the 1-on-2. There's no time left for him. He's stuck on the site. Can take Rainwaker. But Duplicate trades it in unison. Picks up that AWP because mollied off. He's forced to fall back. They're going to be allowed down to ramp here. And that might just give them control of the B site. But Shock hits the no-scope. We didn't get to see it, but it's instantly traded.
Rainwaker, well, he's able to get the next day of the matter. It falls into this 4-on-4. For ships towards outside, once again, the IGL lurk of SKADE, he really does. He can, with his lurks, he either gets 4 kills or he gets none. And with his position towards outside, unfortunately, it's none in this case. The Sinners actually go for a massive exodus towards ramp. And unfortunately, with beastik only on a deagle, a 4-man save, again, really wise call for them. However, they're going to have to try and at least attempt to show a bit of willing here to move forward for this retake. Oxygen, he's good for 1. Rainwaker's able to double down there. ZEDKO pushing forward, caught out. It's an absolute slaughter onto the Sinners members towards...
Didn't necessarily have in the bag and turned it around with 2-3 kills. Rainwaker, brilliant opening pick there onto beastik. Refrags come through though. ZEDKO doubling down. Oxygen's able to trade it to 3-on-3, but look how low they are on health. We continue to trade even, but Rainwaker still on 10 HP, and now Oskar and Shock need to get this done.
It's an absolute back and forth between these two members, and as soon as get ready for the initial attack, both Shock and Oskar positioned on the angle. Oskar, he hits the first shot. Rainwaker's full. dennyslaw in a 1v2. The Star Orper of SKADE now against the Star Orper of Sinners. It's a match made in heaven. Both members missed their shot. Oskar going for the no-scope, though. Denny going for the pistol as Oskar's forced away. Denny tries to pressure him down. Oskar misses the follow-up, and dennyslaw punishes him for it. Suddenly, this is very down. He gets ready for his push, and instead Shock, he starts to go aggressive. dennyslaw shifting forward. PT50 in hand, spots him out, but can't get him as Shock. He makes it 12 for Sinners.
I don't think he was expecting his opponent to charge through the flames with a P250, but really messy stuff. Lucky they came out on top there.
Well, they don't commit to it just yet, though. Instead, what they are planning on doing is just trying to fake out some of these members. ZEDKO, he aggresses onto Rainwaker, and suddenly Sinners, they found their old confidence. They found this old momentum, and as they start really forcing SKADE into an uncomfortable position, Sinners looking to excel. Oskar for another, beastik for dennyslaw, and it's a flawless round by Sinners. Only one player even takes down. Molly's to land in kind, and the SKADE, as they get ready to barrel themselves towards this site. beastik, he's the first to fall, and he falls to the utility. Strong opening, but over towards ramp. Oskar's good for the first. Oskar ready for the follow-through as well, as Shock's able to ring true from ramp. It's duplicate to trade. Oskar with a beautiful shot onto dennyslaw there with ZEDKO onto duplicate. It leaves it all onto ships. The flanking IGL of SKADE, the man lurking, waiting for his prey, but unfortunately the hunter becomes the... have to really get the mileage done. Here's that set piece. Flashes go out. Really nice flashes onto beastik there, but it doesn't matter. There's Rainwaker good for 1, duplicate good for 2, and beastik whips really badly, but he recovers for 2 more. It's a back and forth in which we see Rainwaker looking to hold firm. dennyslaw coming out from Squeaky. Will spot out Shock. There's the kill. It's onto Oskar in a 1 versus 2. And I think this force by may have worked out. Oskar hits the first, switches the deagle, pushing forward out from Hutz into the 1 versus 1 with Rainwaker. He knows that there's a risk that Rainwaker is sitting, laying in wait above him. But as he goes around the corner, here's Rainwaker winning this out. The shot swings wide. Misses the no-scope. They're caught out by Rainwaker. And just like that, this time though, he takes matters into his own hands. He aggresses towards ramp. Flashes go down towards B. beastik rings out a few shots. Though NEOFRAG good for 1. Oskar good for another. There's a trade from duplicate. Ship's also able to hit the 1 dig before it's responded by NEOFRAG onto duplicate there, putting it into a 3-on-2 now. And for these remaining members of Sinners, it's an attempt to clean them up and pretty quickly. And well, the second he makes noise, he should be quickly executed. Shifting forward, there's the kill. Shock, he's able to finish the job, leaving people in his wake. As we see aggression towards outside from SKADE, shifting forward towards Secret. No gap in the smoke to exploit, but Oskar in the fading smoke shuts down ships. There's an opening to be very happy with. The duplicate, while he does trade onto NEOFRAG, keeps it even. And for the remaining members of SKADE, they actually go aggressive towards this position over on A. Oskar scoped in, spots a player in garage, rings out a shot, legs down duplicate as he does so. That's a shot and a half onto dennyslaw there, shutting him down. And now with a man advantage, Sinners needs to make sure they don't forego this. However, Oskar, by some miracle, he hits that shot onto Oxygen, and what on earth was that? He gets the bomb as well. Aggressing from heaven, he shuts down duplicate, on for the ace, and he secures it. Finish.
Well, a minute expended on this clock and no damage dealt just yet. Just as I say it, Ships finds the opening headshot. beastik finds a refrag elsewhere though. And ZEDKO aggressing into Secret. This might not be the best plan, but with the flash to accompany him, it's absolutely perfect. 2 found, sticking around for more. Doesn't want to overstay his welcome, so he falls right back before Denny swings into the angle. With a 2-man advantage, Sinners, they should be able to make this 17. This is huge.
So he's going to try and pressure down the lone member of ZEDKO. Unable to do so. Oskar elsewhere. His no-scope finally rings true.
Fast A execution. This time, hopefully they check for beastik up above. And as they push right in, duplicate, he'll be taken down by beastik. This time it's NEOFRAG up on top of the rafters. And beastik, he doesn't even need the support. He sprays them all away.
That is all left at a 1v5. What on earth does he hope to do from here? Pushing forward, he's got the remaining members of Sinners to try and duel as he swings wide. beastik tagged down, beastik there to trade. Happened right now for Sinners as they move forward. They get ready for a position towards ramp. They get ready for the execution. Then it's still good for the first trade there by Shock. Shock with a beautiful spray down. 2 quick headshots. And as they move forward, Shock, he isn't even needed there. ZEDKO's there to support his teammate. And for Duplicate and Rainwaker, last 2 members left standing. 2 on 4. And sure, they're in a pretty good position. Sure, ZEDKO falls, but now that they know the location, they're going to try and pressure him down further still. There's Shock to finish Rainwaker. Duplicate, the last man standing in a 1 versus 3. And as he gets ready to just swing through this door, what on earth can he hope to do? As he lays in wait, trying to just catch out an initial man. beastik will come on the flank. beastik finishes the job.
Way down to B very early. ZEDKO's going to hear this, but he needs to hit the shots.
So gets ready for the initial attack. We got NEOFRAG good for the first man. Is there a trade? Yes, there is. There's a back and forth in which NEOFRAG's able to double down. Look at that. 3 with a kill onto Duplicate, leaving dennyslaw alone in a 1 versus 4. And as he pushes forward, he's going to have to try and duel members all over the shop for Sinners. And, well, for dennyslaw, this is definitely not the way he expected to be starting a beastik. I think he got that
To close this gap.
That they do. And as Oshun gets ready to lead this charge, he swings wide, spots out the initial member, caught out by ZEDKO though, as it falls into a 4-on-4. ZEDKO, they've got Shock to duel, and Shock, a player who won ramp last game, really was a tyrant. As Duplicate, he's caught out, there's the first. Then he saw he's unable to trade, and Shock, he's played it to perfection. Surviving's better than even taking a second fight here. Eventually he's forced forward, eventually he'll fall, but it's support time for the rotation. beastik sitting above Green Train, ready to catch out, maybe even the planter here. However, as he too is spotted out, the aggression comes through from Sinners. We see players push forward in towards this moment over on B, and well, with Connector being held, it's a very hybrid part for SKADE, and for Sinners, this is going to be a tough one to read.
But that bomb, it's already halfway ticked. There is a kit in hand. They have got a smoke and a couple of flashes, and with ZEDKO finding that one, it increases their chances massively. But Denny just needs to play his life right now. The bomb's planted for him. Just can spam away through this smoke. Finds the first, tap it away, gets the head of beastik, and Jungle, can't quite connect with the scout. You see him come incredibly close with the support here from ZEDKO. You'd expect them to put up a pretty solid defense, and ZEDKO, if they can snatch this one, break SKADE's economy completely. That would be huge. The issue is that ZEDKO's aggressed. He's not expecting Denny, but Denny's not going to expect beastik, and that's the bomb now down.
Rainwaker shifts forward. beastik, the first man to catch out, spots him out. Bit of damage done. There's the opening into the 1 versus 1. Really uncomfortable spot. He doesn't have a kit. He needs to take this duel quickly, and with only a flash to help him get out of con. The SKADE, there's so many angles your opponents could be on, so many off angles at that, and a Shock shifts forward. He's going to peek at the right time, but Rainwaker finishes the job. Another 1 versus 2. Control towards main being shown by beastik. He might look to just swing into them as Duplicate. He deploys the odd bit of util. He's caught out for it. There's the opening. Unable to trade though, as Rainwaker keeps it down into a 4-on-4. SKADE push forward and get ready for an initial hit towards this B side.
Well, a 4 versus 4. Minute 20 on this clock. Rainwaker about to burst his way in. Spots out Oskar with that orc. Can't catch him as he jumps across though, and Shock with that org. Big kill for him. Oxygen now creeping his way up, ready to take the close fire. It's the bombs down on the B side with the man advantage, and the timing going to ZEDKO. It's going to extend this even further. SHiPZ, nice and aggressive. This is going to be known here by Sinners, but their major point of concern is definitely Denny with this AWP.
That it is. SHiPZ now positioned towards oil. He's got dennyslaw to catch him out. Follow up though was SHiPZ finishes off NEOFRAG into this what the side has on their CT side. It means that in order for SKADE hitting 4-5 rounds, that's pretty much
It's the status quo. Of course, with Oskar on that AWP, everybody else on the Desert Eagles, they're looking to do damage here and there, and beastik being able to find that first is definitely a high impact kill. Shot times the peak to perfection, takes another. Trading evenly in these scenarios and a round like this is fantastic.
For all the remaining members of SKADE, it is just a matter of trying to clean up these eco members, but Oskar, who think there's still people in Pop Dog, as Oskar in the back line at this point is going to continue pushing forward. With ZEDKO on top of Blue Train, he's caught out by Duplicate. A beautiful shot by Duplicate there. Oskar, he's going to have to try and match it up with dennyslaw as he swings into the angle. Beautiful shot by Oskar, though, to get things underway. Into the 1v1, switches to the AK, looking to take the duel with Duplicate at range. He spots him out on top of Blue Train, brings out a few shots, able to win the 1 versus 2. He's got time to get that defuse, and for Sinners, they put 3 on the board in just 7 quick rounds. We've seen 3 1v2s, and that isn't a taste of what's to come I don't know what better to say other than my palette is certainly...
What he's doing right now, literally more than doubling any other man on his team.
Well, the opening is definitely there. However, Duplicate, he opens towards this site. Him, SHiPZ, and Rainwaker, they fight in unison. Shock with the double AWP, but he's going to be able to try and get some mileage on with the secondary. Legs down Rainwaker, but he can't kill him. Into what will now be this 3-on-1. ZEDKO. His clutching ability on Vertigo is something to behold. Can we see him do something similar here? Well, he's good for the first, but no, dennyslaw finishes the job with a shot towards it.
Absolutely, yeah. When you've got a superstar AWPer, and then you've got a load of fraggers that can get kills with Desert Eagles, you can justify going for a hero AWP kind of play like this. SHiPZ, I love the way he goes into this round, though. Just no respect, charging in with the Mac 10. ZEDKO getting that information, he will deploy that smoke. I think he's fairly aware that they're going to fall away off of that one and probably not dart through it. With Denny finding one more onto NEOFRAG, though, Shock's flank here could merit them one, but Oskar needs to do the damage, does so perfectly. Shock playing the trigger discipline, needs to make sure he lines up their head. It's so difficult when they're moving around, but there we go. Fires off onto the man on E-box, loads of damage dealt onto the second, and he's just going to fall away in this 3-on-3.
I love how with the player hardly moving, he doesn't actually, he struggles to get the kill, but the second someone swings into him, instant headshot. As Oskar, 2 quick kills for him, leaves it all onto SHiPZ in a 1v3, pushing forward, caught out by Oskar, and with that 4K, Josh, that is exactly why a hero AWP is viable on Sinners. They get that defuse, they make it 4. With only 4 rounds separating these two sides, I would like to draw your attention kindly to the economy of SKADE. Frankly, Josh, I'll have to redirect the Hubble Space Telescope. Set for a good couple of rounds. ZEDKO, look at this. Lack of respect, lack of, well, I don't say lack of discipline because he does have teammates to help him, but he's negated instantly by Oxygen there. Trade as well from the AWP onto Oskar, and all of a sudden, SKADE, they might actually get the mileage out of this. They push forward, they control towards the back line, they get that push on to Connector, and with Oxygen, he's just going to be in a perfect position. Sinners, they go save. Josh, what on earth was that?
Player has like a completely different config, a completely different setup. I'm not sure if this is actually true, but I heard at least that he...
The shoulder peek, and he knows there's one to worry about. Smoke goes down, flash goes out as well. However, it's ZEDKO to aggress, shuts down the first member, but he's got to try and duel SHiPZ now, and that's a brave decision to make. SHiPZ comes out on top, equalizing, putting it into a 4-on-4. As Oskar positions himself towards back sight, he's almost baiting them into going aggressive. SHiPZ, he's able to bring true once again. There's traded out by Shock. The double up setup, well, it's great. In a retake, it's really tough to use. And the Rainwaker shifting forward, sticking to the other side of red. beastik finishes the job. Duplicate there to trade instantly, though, putting it into a 2-1-2. Trade from Duplicate as he doubles down. He can't quite triple down because SHiPZ, he's already found the kill. Josh, SKADE
to be tilting, yeah. We'll see if that tilt comes through.
As beastik pushes forward, he shuts down Duplicate. There's the opening. beastik able to double down as well. And for these remaining members of SKADE, what on earth do they hope to do from here? There's ZEDKO good for one. He's going to look to try and follow through with SHiPZ. So he can just deploy that smoke. He'll get that flash out as well, allowing him to cross towards center site. The molly, well, it does attempt to delay a plant. Unfortunately, they can't stop one. As SHiPZ looks to defend this site pretty much single-handedly, because then he saw he's off elsewhere. Eventually, they both stack together towards the top of ramp, and well, they look to hold to be in a 2-on-5 with the flank coming from beastik. While it's messy, well, it's hella messy. He's able to finish the job onto SHiPZ, and while it is messy, it works. And SKADE, they do falter a little bit here. As Sinners, they make it 5.
You said about tilt. beastik seems to have turned that tilt into ferocity. You can do so over at Parry Match. Click that banner down below and get that first-time deposit bonus when you sign up.
ZEDKO and beastik, 2 quick kills, and as they force him down, let's see what the response is. Pushing forward, as we see U-tilt go flying. ZEDKO, what on earth can he hope to do? And as they push forward, he's ready to catch out the initial man, spots him out, and not quite able to get the kill there. Beautiful shot by Oxygen, and suddenly SKADE have a lot of equity in this hold as 3 members left standing, all with HP. Duplicate good for yet another. Follow-up aggression goes through as NEOFRAG finishes off Duplicate into this 3-on-2. Aggression from NEOFRAG, a beautiful shot by him now. It's all on dennyslaw, 1v3. He's caught out from upper. He desperately tries to hide Oskar. He won't let him. Sinners, they make it 6 now as they really start angling for a little bit of a comeback here.
I read a comment going into the 15th and final round of the half. SKADE going for a double up setup on their T side.
dennyslaw, there's the opening as he shuts down Oskar. And for dennyslaw, he'll look to try and follow through into this tough spot, into this 5-on-4. As aggression comes through, Shock, caught out by Duplicate, puts us into a 5-on-3. Jumping up, SHiPZ, nice shot onto ZEDKO. When one NEOFRAG trades onto one, it's only one. It's an absolute slaughter, and SKADE,
Sinners can take the pistol, however, they should be able to level out this scoreline, and whilst it will still be a long road ahead for them, it's definitely doable, and opening things up with 2 shots like that, beastik and NEOFRAG playing anti, pounce upon the players aggressing on Ivy. Oscar's able to find one more, and that's pistol round done and dusted, just like that.
dupreeh, and then it's the last 2 members left standing in what I would argue is a very uncomfortable position for them as they push forward. dupreeh, ready for the initial point of contact against beastik, pushes forward. Lovely shot by him to get things underway. And I tell you what, Josh, there's the air of aggression here. As eventually NEOFRAG finishes off dupreeh, it's all onto dennyslaw. Good for his second of the round, looking to make it 3 as he backs away towards Ivy, realizing that the hit will be towards B. He descends into CT, and the man I'll have to duel in order to try and come out on top here will be Oskar. Oskar moving into con means that right now, if dennyslaw was a clutch this, it would be bloody hard to do so, but it's doable. As he pushes forward, Shock, the initial man to worry about, over towards Oil, will swing into him, and for Shock, he's spotted out, then he's still good for his third. Moving forward now, he does have a kit as well to make this even easier for him. Jumping up though, Oskar spots him out, Oskar finishes the job to make sure things...
One back. Of course, we saw SKADE really falter on their CT side against 1win yesterday. I wrote that off as kind of a one-off bad day for them, but right here, it's looking like they might make the same mistake.
2 quick kills followed by 2 quick responses. This time, though, Shock, he's able to tease them ahead and into a 3-on-2. There's Oskar to make it a 3-on-1. dupreeh pushing forward from the back line, trying to push forward from Tunnel 2. As he does so, he'll be running straight into these members who can be more than happy to catch him out. So as he peeks forward from Tunnel 2, he dinks down Oskar, finished off by Shock, and SHiPZ, the man that we often see picking up this secondary sniper, he can sometimes pack the same kind of punch as Denny can with it. And there's a prime example. Burst through the smoke, second onto beastik, who swings to try and trade. And just like that, SKADE take a 2-man advantage and the round potentially with it. That's something to be pretty happy with. Rainwaker pushing towards main has got ZEDKO to worry about, but ZEDKO, does he peak this position? No, he doesn't. He's caught out by Rainwaker. It's all onto Oskar in a 1 versus 5. He misses his shot. Uncharacteristic, to say the least. And we look at the Sinners' money, you realize that Oskar, he can't actually afford to save here. Or he can't afford to lose this AWP. And as he sees players pushing him from all angles, he'll be shifting forward into the awaiting arms of Oxygen.
The next. So he doesn't necessarily need to hold on to this AWP. He's definitely looking to hold on to it. But remember, we've already established that the
Sinners aren't the favourites yet. And as we see aggression from Sinners towards Ivy once again, this time ZEDKO shuts out Oxygen, who goes a bit too aggressive when he pushes towards this position over on main. And for Shock, he's on a big flank right now. I think the AWP, does he catch him out? SHiPZ, only just able to find him in the nick of time. And Rainwaker aggressive towards Blue Train. He's spotted out by ZEDKO. He's caught out by ZEDKO, who really is starting to...
Before, but I can see how it could definitely work. Nades start to rain over. Flashes bombard. Denny hits the first AWP shot. They peek before the smoke blooms, and that's going to cost them. dupreeh able to find one more, and that man advantage really does slip away. He traded into a 2-on-2, but with 20 seconds left on this clock, NEOFRAG needs to win this duel, and he does so.
Beautiful opening by NEOFRAG there. It's all onto SHiPZ. It's just occurred to me that if you look at the SKADE economy, there isn't much economy to speak of, and as NEOFRAG makes sure
his favor for them to close, or could bring SKADE right back into this. Oxygen, he goes for the initial peek here, and Popdog wins the first duel, dinks onto the second, but as NEOFRAG takes him, ZEDKO finds one elsewhere. SHiPZ and Rainwaker are able to pick up the pieces, though. That's massive from Rainwaker, and now a 1-on-3 here for Oskar. Somehow he's drawn the short straw.
Really uncomfortable position for Oskar here in a 1 versus 3. Pushing forward, he's able to catch out SHiPZ with a lovely shot, not quite able to double down there as Rainwaker finishes the job. Oxygen pushes forward to get Popdog control. He clears it hard, and instead the execution comes forward. Push goes through. Oxygen, Oskar good for 1. dupreeh able to trade onto NEOFRAG, but as Shock finishes the job on the flank, smoke goes down. He'll sit to the other side of it. He's ready for Rainwaker through the smoke. Unable to get the kill, though. Instead, as he reloads towards the other side of red, this will be heard. Rainwaker good for 1. Unable to trade into a 3-on-3. And the Sinners get ready for this initial attack. dennyslaw on the other side of this train, continuing to make some noise. He pushes forward as low HP on pretty much all these members of Sinners. But beastik, he'll still shut down Oxygen. dennyslaw, he too's low. Shock's to try and duel him. And as he gets ready for this initial attack, Rainwaker from behind, good for 1, into the 2-on-2. ZEDKO, can he catch out Rainwaker? No, he can't. It's on to beastik now, the 1 versus 2. As he gets ready to peek wide, he catches out the first. Is there a trade? Yes, there is, but is there time? No, there isn't. Sinners, they make it 13 as they equalise, but for the members of SKADE, they keep the AWP, which, frankly, flashes to follow. the push goes through, dennyslaw caught out with the nade, so he isn't able to get the initial kill, but as eventually finishes the job, NEOFRAG, he trades. Further aggression onto Duplicate here as he sits back. Their ship's good for another. Duplicate, good to shut down NEOFRAG. Trade by Oskar through the smoke again, puts it into a 3-on-2. And as a flank comes through from Oxygen, though, he should shut down Oskar. It's all onto ZEDKO in a 1 versus 3, and I think it could be all she wrote for him here. That it is. SKADE make it 14 for Sinners.
Between the two winners of the semi-final matches, and potentially we've got a third map on the cards here. Make sure you head over to Paramatch to do so. Click that banner down below, get that deposit bonus. It looks like we might be going to this third map sooner rather than later as Oxygen doubles down.
It's back and forth as it goes into a 3-on-3, though. ZEDKO able to come out on top. Shock able to finish the job as well into the 2-on-2 with SHiPZ finishing off ZEDKO, with SHiPZ finishing the job as well onto Shock. It falls down to Oskar, 1v2. Good for 1. dennyslaw from the flank, though. Tries to finish the job. He does just that. SKADE.
They won the knife round. Look at this aggression. They've caught right down mid. This is going to be perfect. Headshot for beastik following up, and that's a complete shutdown. Look at that.
Bit of a flank onto Oxygen. He's spotted out with the bomb as well. He's in a lot of trouble now. Dinks down 1, makes that 2, actually. Suddenly, this is looking pretty strong for him. And well, Shock, he's caught out by Rainwaker. SKADE, they may have recovered this to a masterful degree now. NEOFRAG, while he dances around ruins, he won't be seen by the CTE members. So with that, SKADE, they don't quite expect a player to be there to try and duel the plant. But NEOFRAG, he'll do just that in just a moment. As the plant goes down, he'll aggress forward. He's able to catch out the first man, turning towards Banana, unable to trade. Instead, in Banana, we see Oxygen. Oh, sorry, Oskar. I apologize. I keep reading Oskar as Oxygen. He's able to be taken down. NEOFRAG in a 1v2. Spots out the first man, sees the flash, swings wide, caught out by both of them. And for SKADE, that's a really... As for SKADE, really buying their time now. Eventually, though, the web of U2 will land. Shock really forced out of position here. But ZEDKO flashed forward by Oskar. Yep, you're absolutely right. And as soon as they're able to make it 1.
Then his teammate beastik can support him. He sees the barrel. That's going to be for beastik to help. But Oskar now needs to support beastik. A smoke needs to go down to help beastik fall away. But he's got no smoke. He has to jump out. There's no support for him. Oskar smoke
pushing forward, delving through this smoke, ready to try and duel NEOFRAG when they do so. As the molly goes down, aggression comes through. SHiPZ able to shut down NEOFRAG, provides the opening thereafter. As the follow-up members allow Shock to deploy that flash from apps, just trying to keep SKADE at arm's length. As the set piece goes down, Shock takes a fair bit of use heal though, and as he gets ready for the hit from apps, he rings out a few shots wherever possible, but he's all baiting for ZEDKO. ZEDKO able to secure him from above, Shock then able to chime on him as well, with Oskar supporting from long. It's a beautiful setup by Sinners that decimates the aggression from SKADE there.
Well, you really do need some smokes. You need some mollies to get onto these sites. Good boost there. Spots out beastik, but only a little bit of damage dealt. They're going to walk right into the waiting crosshair.
They get ready for this initial attack. ZEDKO, he deploys the odd molly, trying to really keep him at bay there. Shuts down Rainwaker. As we see now, the flanker SHiPZ, this has to be huge onto these A members. But for Shock and ZEDKO, this combo towards Pit, it's worked beautifully time and time again, hasn't it? And as we get ready for this hit, let's see what can be done next. As Shock, he'll spot out the first member. He's got ZEDKO to assist him. Shock good for 1. Beautiful shot by him there. Shock doubles down. And while dennyslaw finishes the job, ZEDKO's there to chime in. And for Sinners, they have a...
Right now, so much damage dealt from that early util. They're expecting the aggression as well. And as Shock peeks his way in, ZEDKO, he's not even going to swing to try and trade there. He knows that that's suicide if he does so. So he falls away, allows SKADE that man advantage.
That was about 150 damage instantaneously towards apps there. Oskar, he now really has to chime in over towards his position on Moto. Well, it's so messy by Rainwaker to kill beastik. It's messy on either side. Oskar, good for another now. ZEDKO over in apps, caught out by Oxygen, who clears the angle. Leaving it all as a NEOFRAG in a 1 versus 3. I think it's safe to say that NEOFRAG should probably pick up that AWP and look to run, but SHiPZ, he'll make sure that doesn't happen. SKADE, they equalize. And, well, as they push towards short, let's see what ZEDKO can do. Good for 1. They'll look to double down, able to do just that. He's got a teammate around him, but SHiPZ is able to negate it. It's a back and forth, though, with beastik finishing dennyslaw. But with beastik finishing dennyslaw, that bomb falls down in mid. And with it close to being brackets, beastik will be looking to duel Oxygen now towards mid. There's the kill. It's all onto SHiPZ. 1v3. Pushing forward. He can take these 1v1s, but beastik aggresses in the IGL of Sinners. He provides bay. He hears the players coming towards him. NEOFRAG in a very uncomfortable angle. Eventually spots out the first man. Caught out by Oxygen. Puts a lot of pressure onto beastik, though, who's good for 2. He's calling for a rotation as well, but none has come. Instead, for ZEDKO and Oskar in this 2 versus 3. ZEDKO, he's ready for aggression up from B. And for Oskar, he can't quite catch out the plans are here. But as ZEDKO spots out the initial man, Oskar, he trades onto 1, pushes forward, unable to trade onto 2. And for ZEDKO, well, he entertains Rainwaker towards T-ramp. This duel between Oskar and whoever he dare peek is going to be a bit of an intense one. dennyslaw pushes forward, Oskar spots him out, legs him down, switches to the deagle. He's not able to catch him out, though, and as the Galils prevail, looking good right now. In the last 15, they've only lost 2, and those are against some pretty good teams as well. Over towards short, ZEDKO, he'll shut down chips. Duplicate instantly there to trade, but dennyslaw, that kill onto Shock is scary now, and that means that NEOFRAG has to go absolutely huge to hold this site. NEOFRAG, who really hasn't been looking good recently, is good for 1, good for 2, and that might be the mileage needed. But nonetheless, that's something that is still fairly scary as we get ready for the initial attack. And more importantly, we get ready to see who's really able to prevail here.
Oh, what an unbelievable flashbang. beastik, that's huge. And he's actually able to double up.
Into retakes off Banana, but the flash is too slow. Now the molly forces him forward. Really, really strong stuff by SKADE there. And beastik, he ends up trapped by SKADE's massive, massive play there. And well, what is essentially just supreme strategy. As Mollies go down to the layer push, unfortunately, they won't delay it. Instead, they will just kill a member as they dive into CT. Oscar's Molly's good for 1, his deagle's good for another. Through the smoke, can't quite convert it though. But in a 3-on-3, Sinners in a retake definitely have some pretty juicy chances here. And don't mind I say about what I said. Everything I just said, ignore it. Rainwaker, he's had enough. 2 quick kills through the smoke. Puts it all down to Shock in a 1 versus 3. And frankly, Josh, this will be 7 for SKADE.
That's unbelievably smart there from Rainwaker as well. That's so awesome. The 3-man stack on the B side doesn't look like it's going to work, though. beastik needs to hit a shot here, and, well, the body's not going to be good enough. SHiPZ takes the head, and now it all falls onto Shock here to hold this A site.
Shock in a 1 versus however many dare peek him, and while he dinks down the first, unfortunately it's through the box, he's able to convert it though. Make that 2, make that 3 with 3 amazing 1-deags there. It falls down to dennyslaw and Rainwaker, and I feel like the damage, it may have already been done. We wondered why they were on a force buy. I'll tell you what, that is exactly why. Both members of SKADE cower center site. One's able to get towards short, but Oscar's ready for him. It's all on to dennyslaw in a 1 versus 3. Misses the initial shot. Cowers center sight. He's swarmed at all angles while he's good for 1. Oskar finishes the job. And for Sinners, that'll be 7.
Unbelievable heroics there from Shock as well. 3 headshots from him. I said he was the last line of defense, the man that needed to hold up that bomb site, and he did exactly that. Let's take a look at it.
Like they go towards, they need to be wary of Shock, who, while he isn't completely out-fragging anyone, it's the impact of these frags. Well, SHiPZ, his deagle's good for 1. They tag down Oskar, finished off by Oxygen. Now, it looks like Shock may be called to action again over in apps, but as he aggresses forward, the only player he'll be fighting is the one with the bomb. If he kills Rainwaker, that's going to be awful for Sinners. He kills Rainwaker, he gets the bomb, he secures this, and once again, Shock, he delivers for Sinners now, who are really in a very tough spot. beastik, he's able to trade onto SHiPZ, putting it into a 1 versus, or 2 versus 2 here, but with Shock shifting forward around towards mid, he's ready for duplicate. He's ready for this duel over in Boiler as duplicate makes his way forward. He hard clears long, scared of anyone who'd be near him, but he's wary of the wrong position. Shock finishes the job. Oxygen in a 1 versus 2, called out by beastik, and for Sinners, that'll be a victory. Let's see what they can do next.
Oh, Oxygen. Nice bit of aggression there. Oskar not ready for it. That's the man advantage for SKADE, but it might bait them into a bit of a false sense of security as it's actually going to be hit towards this B bomb site. They are ready for it, though. They've got 3 defenders here posted. As duplicate smoked off, they can divert their attention towards the bomb site, where dennyslaw and Rainwaker are here to defend, but they're whiffing their shots. Finally, they come out on top. SHiPZ through the smoke with 1. NEOFRAG finally getting a trade, and beastik, that is unreal. What?
Listen by Sinners now. This buy round, sure, it's going to have a bit of oomph to it, but if this fails, they're in a lot of trouble. But Oskar hitting go down as the set piece follows. Sinners, they get ready for an initial hit. They're running straight into the arms of the beast, but it does not matter as they keep going forward. Shot good for 1. Rainwaker to trade into this 3-on-4, now 4-on-2. Shot good for 2 of his own. It's all on to SHiPZ, and for SHiPZ, if he wants a chance here, he needs to go for the hero play. Carrying behind this box, awaiting maybe just the odd player he can cancel out. There's the bomb. Definitely helps, and while it's certainly doable, Shock decides otherwise. Shock right now.
Really lacking still. 5 and 14. I really hope that he steps it up here as we go into these later T rounds, because he absolutely has to. Everyone needs to be firing on all cylinders. It's a team effort, and as the 1-for-1 trade comes through on Banana, Sinners, they apply further pressure.
That they do, and for SKADE, they're really forced back to their site. dennyslaw, as he fades away, he's able to hit NEOFRAG there. God knows how he was able to hit that kill, but so flash goes through, he'll go for further aggression. Beautiful shot onto ZEDKO there, even able to cement a kill onto Oskar. It falls down.
But do damage to SKADE, who really don't have a lot of money behind them. That could also be impactful with a boost up onto dupreeh. He's not expecting it, and then he goes
down as well, leaves Sinner. So the remaining members of Sinners in a bit of a position where they're trying to figure out what to do next, but unfortunately
that one hit headshot onto them when they do go for their engagement against the advantage that AK comes with. Brilliant shot there from Denny, though. Actually connects onto the second man through the wall as well. Doesn't realize it though, and as the nade comes in, now he'll realize it. Finishes off NEOFRAG with it. 5 versus 2, and Sinner surely no chance.
So aggression goes through. Let's see just what towards mid. They've got Oxygen to worry about. Oxygen, he'll try to just quickly kill them on the cross, and he spots them out. He's good for one. Doesn't go for the spray transfer because he doesn't have to. He's got Rainwaker there to assist. Sinners, they falter once again. It's
to change. We've seen Sinners go for this early banana control pretty much every round. They've been bombarded by the nades every time they've done so. This time, they played a little different. beastik, the only man there to contest. Denny is trying to get super aggressive there with that secondary sniper. That doesn't work out for him at all. Not the biggest fan of how he's played that. And as Oskar pokes his head above, he's able to take down SHiPZ. If Sinners can win this round, folks, they're going to be on 10. And do you know what? 14-10 scoreline, definitely recoverable.
Absolutely. And, 4 rounds, they go in the blink of an eye. The question is, though, it's the number that the 4 represents, and with Oxford shutting down beastik, suddenly things look... But they don't want to risk it. They play the economic long game, and as they go to save, Sinners, they hit double digits themselves as they make it 10. And I tell you what, Josh, as you mentioned...
round. If they'd have gone for this retake, they would have still had enough money to invest into the next. However, after that investment, they'd have nothing left. Whereas holding
decision. So it goes down towards long early on. Aggression from dennyslaw, ready to catch out an initial man, but Oskar's ready to shut him down. That should spur on the attack now as Sinners deploy the mollies. Set piece goes down, push to follow. Rainwaker assisted by Oxygen. What can they do to hold here? Oxygen, he sits into this smoke over in apps as the follow-up smoke goes through. Over center site. Rainwaker's good for one. Oxygen good for another before NEOFRAG's able to trade it out with a beastik able to shut down ships over towards long, putting it into a 4, well now 3-on-1 with NEOFRAG able to shut down Rainwaker. It's on to dupreeh. 1 versus 3, and frankly, Josh, SKADE, they really got death.
They could really make this happen. You kind of start to work it all out in your head, and you start to realize, do you know what? They've got a good chance here. That's not very good, though.
Josh.
Yeah, people don't like us.
Yeah. Apparently we're cringe.
That's a shame.
Yeah, shut up, XQC. Well, the nade stacks land on boost as well. There is no corner that isn't unchecked by Sinners. Shock, a beautiful opening, but Rainwaker, 3 quick kills, forces it into Oskar. 1 versus 4, and if there ever was a time to come alive, that is exactly it. What in the name of God was that?
That's
now. That's to hold for the apps burst. Initial push goes through. There's no follow-up flash, and Oxygen is desperately trying to get the util out, but Rainwaker's good for 1. beastik to trade. Oxygen good for another, but ZEDKO's able to come out on top into now a 3-on-3. Now over towards mid. They also realized that no one peeks mid. Instead, the attention was on apps, and as soon as secure the site, 3-on-3 retake for SKADE is definitely going to be hard-pressed.
So definitely something they want to keep hold of. However, Sinners, they take it to 12. 3 rounds needed now to take us to overtime. Do you see it?
Pushes forward, flash goes out, swing goes wide, the nade lands right on them. The beautiful nade there early on ZEDKO. Desperately trying to spot out Rainwaker, he does just that. There's the opening, but SKADE, they've been able to rotate in the nick of time. And as they turn around, it's going to be a fake. They're going to turn around towards B now. It's all riding on both dupreeh, who aggresses, shutting down 2 members, and the aggression towards B from the member of SHiPZ. He pushes forward now. Sinners, they need to push towards this, and with 3 members left standing, Oskar onto dupreeh means that there's definitely an opening, but 14 seconds left. Oxygen good for another. SHiPZ on the flank, able to shut down. Shock puts it all onto Oskar, and he's shut down by Oxygen.